Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge Fate Stay Night Remastered. Und ja, Shiro hat jetzt hat das Geheimnis von Kotomina ausgefunden. Und wir sind jetzt gerade im Interlude, um halt zu sehen, was zwischen Saber und Rennt passiert ist, während Shiro halt weg war. Und Rin hat jetzt gerade Saber gefragt, ob es eine Möglichkeit gibt, als Meister die Command Spells und einem Servant weiterzubehalten, auch wenn der Heilige Gral verschwunden ist.
そうですね。リンの言う通りです。霊樹とサーバントさえ残っていれば、聖杯戦争が終わったとしても、その魔術師はマスターとしての権利を。
Saber falls silent as she realizes what Rin is really asking.
では、リンはランサーのマスターを殺し、ランサーと再契約したのはその。
Ja. Genau.
それ以外ないと思う。そう思うとランサーの行動にも納得がいくのよ。あいつさ、他のサーバントの様子を探るのが役割みたいだったじゃない。戦えば自分の正体を明かしてしまうっていうのに、あいつは自分の正体を隠すでもなく他のサーバントにちょっかい出してた。それってつまりあいつは諜報専門だったってことでしょ。
同感です。私と戦った時も彼は最後まで戦わなかった。宝具を使った以上、見せた相手は倒すのが私たちの定石だというのに。
そうだからランサーのマスターにはもう一人サーバントがいたのよ。ランサーに敵の正体を探らせておいて、その後に正体不明の戦闘性用のサーバントをぶつける。これって必勝法でしょ。まあランサーにしてみればいい迷惑だったろうけど、6人のサーバント全員と戦ってその手口を調べ上げた上で主の元に帰るんだもの。6人全てと引き分けなんてある意味とんでもないやつよね、あいつ。
Rin closes her mouth, lost in thought, as if following Rin. Saber suddenly feels a chill down her spine. Lancer's master has already been killed. This unidentified master uses a heroic spirit as strong as Lancer solely for espionage. And just that master seems to have expected the only remaining servants are Lancer and Saber. If they face such a powerful enemy, then letting Shiro out on his own is dangerous, even during the day. There were multiple enemies before, but now there are not many more enemies to defeat. If Shiro is the only one left to defeat, the enemy might not follow their earlier strategy.
リン、シローはどこに行ったのか知りませんか。
Now that she had the thought, she can't stop worrying. Shiro cannot be left alone. Even now, her master may be in grave danger.
どうだろう。知らないから聞いたんだけど、もしかしたら綺麗なとこかな。はい。
あの教会に。
何をセイバー、怖い顔して。琴峰教会に含むところでもあるの？
Stimmt, ich bin gerade am Überlegen. Sie hat ja die Erinnerungen vom letzten Gralskrieg, ist mir gerade wieder eingefallen. Und ich glaube, da waren gewisse Informationen dabei.
そういうわけではないのですが。
The church is nothing but holy. Stagnant death and stagnant air linger in that place, on par with the Yodo Temple. The moment she thinks Shiro might be in a place like that alone, an image of somewhere other than the Emios flashes through her mind. She stares into the distance, towards Kotomina's church on top of the hill. There's no time to delay. Saber leaps out into the yard and jumps onto the wall.
ちょっとセイバー、いきなり何よ。
教会に向かいます。後のことは任せました、リン。
Without looking back at Rin, Saber jumps off the wall. She moves with all the speed of a bullet fired from a gun. She neither slows nor stops on the way to their destination. If anyone caught sight of her, she would look like nothing more than a gust of wind, a streak of silver and blue. The instant she reaches the top of the hill and catches sight of the enemy's territory, Saber armors herself. and arms herself without a second thought. She decided to put on her armor once inside the church, but she couldn't help herself. The instant the church comes into view, her fury overtakes her and she is armed and armored without even truly thinking about it. Her chest burns. This news she has been feeling isn't her own. The chill running down her spine is coming from her master. The hopeless scent of death reaches her nostrils. Why this is happening, she isn't sure. What she does know is that Shiro Emiya is on the verge of death. There's no time to waste. He is gravely injured and could die at any second. And the pain and cold have morphed into an unbearable nausea that grips her whole body. And that is less than a thousandth of the pain Shiro feels. He is not going to make it. Even if she moves with godlike speed, he won't survive. Every second brings him closer to death, and she may arrive just in time to watch her master die. As soon as she imagines the scene, she feels all senses and reason flee her. All she can do is run to her master as fast as she can. If godlike speed will not bring her to him in time, then she must simply break even the laws of God. Yay! She struggles to control her anger as she glares at the church. The tightly shut church doors offer no obstacle to her, simply blown wide open with the force of her approach. Rows of pearls fail to even slow her down. She smashes through the chapel, passes through the courtyard and rushes down the stairs leading to the basement. Behind her, the church is left in ruins. Saber is not usually so violent. For all she knows, she opened the door calmly. She may not even remember expending so much magic energy in a run through town. She simply could not control herself. So fast and out of control is she that she practically rolls down the stairs. Death closes in on all sides. When she finally sees what towers the basement holds, her fury overwhelms her. Fury directed at herself and at the enemy responsible for this. She doesn't even hear Lancer's voice as he bears her path. All hope of control or restraint is gone, however much she might try. She can no longer control her strength. Her lord is somewhere in the darkness, in the back room. He is lying there face down, at the center of a room peopled by living corpses. A pool of blood spreads out beneath him, and the sounds of his frantic breathing echo all the way to the sanctuary. He is alive. Relieved though she is, she shudders to think how long she had left him alone. Saber enters the back room, but the guard blocks her way. Holding his long spear behind him, the blue spearman meets Saber's gaze fearlessly. She doesn't hear him, so she doesn't stop. His ability to insult Saber while parrying her attack is frankly impressive. Lancer manages to block Saber's surprised attack with his spear, but he can do nothing about the sheer strength behind it and retreats back to the nearby wall. There's nothing in Saber's way now. She doesn't have time to deal with Lancer. Her master's on the verge of death, and she has to save him. Saber stops as she heads to the back.
どういう意味ですか、ランサー。
いや、何な。そいつの胸を串刺しにしたのは俺なんだが、実はこれは2度目でね。以前は確かに殺したってのに生きてやがったもんだからな。今回は念を。
貴様、シローにゲイボルクを使ったのか。
安心しろ。心臓は外してやった。だが呪いはそのままだぞ。セイバー。貴様とてこの槍の呪いは知っていよう。因果を逆転させる原因の槍。こいつの呪いを受けた者はよっぽどの幸運がない限り運命を変えられない。まあ単純に言ってしまえばゲイボルクによってつけられた傷は癒されることはない。呪いを受けた者は決して回復できず死に至るまで傷を背負うことになる。この世にこの槍がある限りな。
Er sagt gerade, solange Saber ihn nicht besiegt, wird die Wunde sich nicht verschließen. Sorry. At that moment, the air changes. A flicker of intelligence and reason lights in Saber's eyes.
ようやく理解できたか。そこの坊主を助けたいんだろう。ならまず俺との決着をつけなくちゃな。
Lancer's suspicion with bloodlust drives him forward into Saber's reach. He is deadly serious. But
正気ですかランサー。この狭い室内で僧兵であるあなたが剣士である私と戦うと。そのような愚行、あなたの考えとは思えない。今ならば見逃します。その槍を置いて去りなさい。このような不本意な戦いであなたの首を取る気はない。
それこそ愚行じゃねえのか。一体どこの英霊が自分の相棒を置いてくってんだよ。俺は何も取引をするためにそいつを刺したわけじゃない。俺はな、お前と殺し合いをするためにここにいる。
he is not lying. Lancer has no intention of letting either of them leave alive. For him, this is the first and only battle where he can truly go all out. Lancer's wish is not for the Holy Grail. His wish is to fight a battle worthy of heroes. Such a simple wish, one any servant should always have granted, has been denied to him. So he has no intention of missing what may be his final chance, even if the situation happens to be unfavorable.
いいでしょう。ならばその槍を見事叩き切って捨てるだけだ。
Saber readies her invisible air and faces the blue knight.
よく言った。白状するとな、貴様が最後に残ってくれて嬉しいぜ、セイバー。
Lancer's spear pulses with light. Saber confronts him without hesitation. The rematch begins with a desperate blow from both sides. Das war's mit dem Interlude. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. The sound of my rage-wrecked breathing fills my ears. My fever is so hot it would burn anyone who would touch me. It feels like my brain is melting and oozing right out of my skull. Stop, stop, stop. It's like everything has melted away, but every nerve in my body still screams with agony. Help, help, help. My mind has burnt out. There's a hole in my heart and a void in my stomach. I want to vomit, but there's nothing left in me. The twisted feeling of nausea only grows stronger from my inability to vomit. All I can do is bite down on the pain. Somehow, in spite of it all, I still cling to consciousness. Pain is an old friend. I know how to endure it. Go back, go back, go back. But the voices don't stop. They fill every corner of the emptiness left in me after the pain has burned everything else out. I know who those voices belong to. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. I'm going mad. With each echo, a stabbing pain shuts through my chest. I'm not afraid. I just have no answer. No way to respond. No way to make it right. Wait, wait, wait. They beg and plead and cry, but there's nothing I can do. I so desperately want to help, but I can't. I can't even ask them to stop. No matter how much they beg, I can't respond. I'm sure they really will go mad if this doesn't stop. Return, return, return. They repeat it again and again and again, and I can't do anything about it. All I can do is give them an end. All I can do is fix this paradox of life and death. All I can do is punish the architect of the cell. And I can't reverse all the sadness and death. That is my limit. A champion of justice is someone who can only clean up a mess that has already been made. You will never be able to save the very people you are hoping to save. Who said that again? I refuse to believe it, but now I'm being confronted with that very truth. I want to get out of here. I can't save them. I can't do anything but take it in. I have nothing to give back, no miracle to grant. I am not strong enough to defy those words, saying that a champion of justice can only go so far. But if I did have a miracle that at the ready, would I?
来たか。そら、目を覚ませエミヤシロ。お前のサーバントがやってきたぞ。
I hear a voice. It's right behind me, but I can't make out what it is saying. My vision is blurry. I can't make out what is in front of me either. There are only the voices crying out for help. There's only a room choked with the bodies of those who have died.
よくやっているが、やはりセーバーにはかなわぬか。どちらにせよ、あと一人分のサーバントは必要なのだ。それがセーバーであろうとランサーであろうと構わないのだが、その前に選定をしなくてはなるまい。
I can't hear the words, but his voice echoes in my head.
さて、出番だ。もう少し前に行こうか、エミヤシロ。
Something pulls my head upward. He grabs me by the back of my head and drags me forward. I can feel who it is now. This man has been consumed by the darkness. His heart is ashen. He is trapped in shadow. This corruption creeps into him and it has tethered itself to him. I don't know what has happened, but I do know. This man killed Kotomine. He is like me. He has suffered a fatal wound but somehow still remains in the world. As Saber's power lets me regenerate. Kill Kotomine preserves his body with this darkness.
そこまでだ、セイバー。斧が主を救いたいのならば、その剣を収めるがいい。
What is going on? I still can't make out what is going on. I can't even lift my own head.
ランサーも引け。もともと私たちは聖杯を求める同士ではないか。そうむやみに殺し合いなどするものではないぞ。
He laughs
セイバー
ominously.
がこの男を引き取りに来ただけというのならば、喜んで引き渡そう。
He laughs ominously.
それを信じろというのですか。ランサーのマスターを殺し、今また私のマスターをその手にかけようとする貴様の言葉を信じろと。
Who is that? I can't tell, but like the sound of a tuning bell. The voice helps refocus my mind.
信じたまえ。私はお前たちと争う気はない。季節してこのような形になってしまったが、お前たちが聖杯を取ろうというのなら邪魔はしない。もとより私の役割は聖杯の持ち主を見極めることだ。ここまで残ったお前たちには十分すぎるほど資格がある。
ここに聖杯があるというのか、貴様は。
あるとも。聖杯はどこにでもある。聖杯とはもとより形のない器だ。いつどこで何に呼び出すかによって完成度が変わるのだが、呼び出すだけならこの土地にも資格はある。無論サーバントが残り一人にならなければ聖杯は未完成だが、その出来でも大抵の願いは叶えられるだろう。いや、私としては気乗りがしないが、お前たちが望むのならば付き合おう。決着をつけるのはその時でいいのではないかな、ランサー。
よくはね、そんな回りくどいことをする必要はない。白黒つけるなら今すぐできるだろう。
この状況でか。室内ではお前には不利だろうし、セイバーとて主が気になって戦えまい。これではお前にとって満足のいく戦いとは言えないが。
Someone spits. The other man must have given in.
いいさ、なら一つ聞かせろ。聖杯ってのは何だ。あれは残り一人にならなければ現れないものじゃなかったのか。俺たちを呼んだ連中は初めからペテンにかけてたってことか。
いや、事実ではある。聖杯はサーバントが残り一人にならなければ現れない。 だが聖杯を下ろす器は別だ。あれは初めから形あるものとして用意され、聖杯召喚の時まで力を流し込まれていく。残るサーバントがあと2人だけという状況ならば、すでに聖杯としての力を持ち始めていよう。そうであろうセイバー。お前とて前回最後まで残ったサーバントだ。アインツベルンの用意した聖杯がどんなものかうすうす分かっているのではないか。そう、聖杯は常にここにあり、生贄の地で満つる時を待つ。だがそれは虚しいとは思わないか。何も残り一人になるまで付き合うことはない。ならばここで意味のない摂取をすることもあるまい。
そうですね。確かに貴様の言い分は正しい。だがだとしたら貴様は何者だ。貴様の目的は聖杯を手に入れることではないのか。
私は選定役だと言っただろう。ふさわしい人間がいるのならば喜んで聖杯は譲る。そのためにまずはお前の言葉を聞きたいのだ、エミヤシロ。
I'm moving. Someone grabs my head and jerks me up. It hurts. The wound in my chest rips open. My world goes white with
貴
pain.
様。
案ずるな。ただ返事を聞くだけだ。聖杯は求める者にのみ答える。己のマスターが聖杯にふさわしいかどうか、お前とて興味はあろう。
それは無駄だ。シローは聖杯を欲しがらない。私のマスターはお前のようなゲスではない。
ああ、この男は初めからそう言っていたな。だがそれは本心ではあるまい。あらゆる人間に闇があるよう、この男にも影はある。例えばそう、10年前のあの日、この少年は本当に何も恨まなかったのか。その先にあったものを忘れることで振り払っているのではないか。
No, wait. What the hell is he talking about? The fire 10 years ago has nothing to do with this. This is meaningless. There's nothing here.
その傷を切開する。さあ、懺悔の時だ、エミヤシロ。
My body buckles. Pain shots down my spine like lightning. In its wake, I feel my mind separating from my body. My vision goes red. Stop. 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 Stop, stop, stop. Stop, 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 stop. Okay, das lese ich jetzt nicht alles vor. There's nothing here. Remembering this saves no one. Everyone died. All of them. I was the only one left, lost amidst the flames. Ashen corpses beneath smoldering rubble, crying out from every direction. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. I alone continued on. I needed help, I needed someone to save me. I kept on, never once looking down. Stop. The entire time, there were others calling out for help. The moment they saw someone still moving. Stop. Help, 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 help. I knew. Of course I knew. And I pushed through anyway. I turned my back on those voices. I turned my back on the sound of all those trying to frantically to escape. I turned my back on those pleading not to die. I turned my back on mothers begging me to take their children. I turned my back on the dying guests of those too weak, asked for help, kept pushing forward alone, desperate for someone to save me. Wait. I couldn't stand seeing their bodies. I couldn't stand seeing people suffer and die. I was sure I couldn't save them. I was sure they would die, no matter what I did. So I kept pushing on. Give it back, give it back, give it back. That's why I never stopped. I thought I had to live, even if just for another second. If people died without being able to do anything, so long as I could make it, I thought I had to live. but I was destroyed in the process. I held back tears and pushed on. I sought escape, and each step was harder than the last as I ignored every plea for help. It would have been easier. It would have been easier to go on if I asked for forgiveness, so I never did. Maybe. Maybe it was the only way I could own up to the truth. That I was actually helpless to do anything. Kommt wieder Stop? Stop, yeah. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Just as I wished I alone was saved. The only other children at the hospital were those that had been in areas near the fire. I didn't need to know, but the man in white coat told me anyway. In the depths of those flames, I alone survived. Please stop. I bore witness to so much death and pain. I bore witness to endless sorrow. So many died that they had to hold mass funerals. I bore witness to so much grief, to so many different sentiments for the dead. I thought, just ended already. Hey. I thought I had to remember all of it. I had to. So many wanted help, and not one of them got their wish. And since my wish was granted, it followed that I should take on the weight of their deaths. No, I had to. I couldn't go on if I didn't. No more. Return. That's why I desperately tried to follow in Kiritsugu's steps. For those I couldn't save. For all I couldn't do. I looked to a hero who could be a savior. Everything I once was fell away when I ignored those cries for help. I kept moving forward, void of all reason. No more. Please. And so, those I could not save passed on one last lesson. Go on. What was lost in all of that? All I thought about was going forward on behalf of the dead. I took all the memories I had before that and locked them away, never think of them again. The kindness of neighbors, being with my parents. I sealed all that up so I would never think about it again, as if I were already dead. Don't open it up. I was no longer in pain. Kiritsugu Emiya adopted me, and I was finally happy. And that is why.
それを間違いだと思ったことが一度もなかったというのかね。
I'm telling you, don't open it. Agony and pain. Pure agony rips through my chest and drags me back to reality. The new year simply doesn't end. My arms and legs are numb, my head burns. I can't breathe. Return. The voices continue echoing in my head. I vomit blood. Was that because I'm on the brink of death or because my psyche can't endure the voice any longer? My chest hurts. My heart hurts. It hurts so much, but I can't contain it. The wound deep inside me is the source of the pain. I will continue to hurt as long as I have those memories. I will swell up and never heal. I am seeing things. For a moment I think I see her, but no, she shouldn't be here. Bite down on the pain. Begging for death is no longer an option. Even if she's just some dying dream, I can't let her see me like this. She has to think I'm okay.
深い傷だ。これでは癒されぬままでは苦しかろう。エミヤシロ。お前はそのままで一生を終えるべきではない。
I can make out the priest's voice. It doesn't sound like him. It's too warm, too compassionate.
お前は聖杯などいらぬと言ったな。だがどうだ。仮に10年前の出来事をやり直せるとしたら、お前は聖杯を欲するのではないか。あの出来事で失われたもの、すべてを救うのだ。あの事故をなくし、エミやキリツグなどにかかわらず、本来の自分に戻れる。 それこそがお前自身を救う唯一の方法ではないのかな。
Ich würde sagen, an dem Punkt beende ich jetzt mal hier diese Folge. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.